Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy update. Today we'll do a classic read. I was thinking about doing a DM check-in today, but I'm still being guided to read for both DM and DF. And just as a reminder, we're still not at the peak time, not quite at the peak time of the full moon in Gemini that's coming up tonight. So whatever I'm gonna see is gonna be a lot about like continuation from what we saw yesterday in terms of the energies and the impact. But still make sure that you do take a look at that reading, because I also did a question about how this full moon is impacting 2023, the longer term picture, because it's the last full moon this year, and as we are approaching this kind of big milestones towards end of the year, I mean, we will have 12/12 portal, we'll have the summer solstice, you know, like all these things, they are pretty big deal. And it was interesting, in my opinion, to see how it's impacting the longer term. So check that out. And I'm gonna dive in right away. So we're still checking for both DF and DM. I decided to use the Wisdom of the Oracle deck today. Love this deck. It's one of my classics, one of my favorites. Definitely traveling with me to Hawaii in January, that's for sure. So let's see what we have. Whoop. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And also a reminder that I'll be posting info on the registration for my free webinar on personal astrology that's going to be happening next week. If you cannot make it live, you will be provided with the recording. But it's better to show up live, because there will be a Q&A session where you can ask me whatever is interesting, whatever you'd like to know more, or of course you can submit your questions in advance. You'll have that opportunity. I'm still working on the form, setting up the form so you can register and submit your questions in advance. I will be reviewing them over the weekend. Maybe I'll do a poll as well on YouTube, just to see kind of what direction people are looking more, because there will be a few items, but because this is a webinar, it's going to be an overview, right? Like it's a dive into this topic so that you understand how much there is to explore. And then this will be like a prequel to the workshop I'll be doing in January. Okay, so Divine Feminine, you have two cards here, Orphaned and Between Worlds. Yeah, so actually number 5, and Orphan to me is a 5 of Pentacles energy, and it is number 5 here anyway. It's about change, right? Between the Worlds is also about change. It's like, it's this passing energy where you may feel some turbulence as we speak. You may feel uneasiness, like, you know, the sense of comfort or sense of stability is missing, or like the baseline is missing. Like you're not really sure, you know, where that foundation is anymore, which is okay, because the universe is helping you build a new kind of foundation, higher quality foundation, and that involves destructing some of the older bricks, you know, like kind of like when you are adding an extra room to your already existing house, right? You need to break the wall, or at least you need to work on some openings to kind of integrate your new room and to build it like as part of your existing house, right? Not exactly destroy, but you still need to make some adjustments to what you already have. Okay, so that's the feminine energy. Let's see about the feminine, the masculine. What do we have for divine masculines today? I'm finally ready with my article on the high energy food and food for healing, so I'm going to be posting that either today or tomorrow. Oops, 3 cards. Okay, that's fine. We'll go with it. We have a change in the wind. Sounds familiar? We have fork in the road. Wow, it's like if you could pick a collection of the cards where you are on the crossroads of something, or you know you're in the forefront, like you are just about to experience a big change, this would probably be all the cards we'll have. And time to go, right? So for the masculines also, the general vibe is a lot about making a decision and changing your life, right? The wind of change, a fork in the road, which is when you need to decide which way you want to go, right? You cannot have your cake and eat it too, so to speak. And divine masculines have been getting away with it for a while, let's be honest. And I'm sure you can all relate to that kind of notion of how they were trying to kind of like to sit on both chairs, the karmic chair and the spiritual past chair, or the divine masculine, the chair was divine feminine on it. Right, they kind of could keep up and still keep doing what they do in the karmic life and have a connection with DF and benefit from it. Don't be fooled there. They definitely do benefit from it. I mean, it's not like in the negative aspect of it, but it's part of the positive aspect that both of the twins, regardless of how you think about it, right, what your opinion is, energetically, when we are in connection with our twin flame, we're both benefiting from this dynamic, from this energy exchange. So they could keep it up for a while, and now they understand that some changes are needed. Not necessarily that they will have a choice. That's another good thing. Like, it's not good, but interesting thing here, right? Like, at some point, the change will mean that they cannot, like, it's not even available to them anymore, right? Like, some options will disappear, or the person who was part of that option will change their lifestyle or will make their decisions. Like, it will not be DM's decision, it will be that person's decisions that will impact DM and how they're involved, right? Like, their life. So regardless of who is making the decisions, it's gonna change. It feels like to me that DMs do have some say in it, and they can impact the outcome at this point. We'll see more with the tarot. Let's see. Yeah, time to go, of course, means that some things are falling off for a reason. Like, all of this is basically happening for a reason. Remember, we had, for the masculines, we had Tower in reverse yesterday, so they're trying to delay that moment of that dramatic change into their life. But in reality, really, it's like all of these changes are divinely orchestrated for a reason. They're not there to punish us. They're there so we can move on to something better, even if it seems like something negative in the moment, right? So the time to go card to me is just reminding that sometimes with these signs or certain divinely guided events, we're shown that it's time to leave certain people or certain things behind. It's just time, because I'm looking at Eight of Cups here as well. Okay, let's see what we have for the energy of divine feminines. And we'll get the energy of the connection, of course. For the connection, I'll use this deck. What's the energy of divine feminines like right now? We have Knight of Swords, clarified by Page of Cups. All right. What's the energy of divine masculines at this time? Please show us what's going on with divine masculines. Wow, the World, ending a cycle. Is so fitting for the full moon. And as a clarification, we have Knight of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful. They're diving into the new level of love expression and noticing love, first and foremost. It's like, you know, when some people are kind of less sensual or intuitive, or like, you know, they may pay less attention to the details, right? For certain emotions, certain little moments that make up these big, beautiful relationships, right? When you are in love. We're talking about love here, of course. It doesn't have to be romantic, but still, like, right? Like, I have this great friend, we're so close, but do you really appreciate like little moments? Or you're only thinking about the big stuff that you do together, or you're only keeping score of like who's doing what for who or something, right? Like, it's like an opposition of one versus another. And they will be able to see more nuances in those kind of relationships, right? Both the healthy and unhealthy ones, but most importantly, be able to appreciate the healthy ones, which is gold. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. Yeah, this new wave of inspiration is coming in with the full moon, as it's cleansing the energy, as it's helping us become clear in communication with our thoughts and with our words, which means communication with ourselves and with other people, right? It creates more of that spark, more of that momentum and enthusiasm towards something new. So for the feminines, we have Page of Knight of Swords in reverse, clarified by Page of Cups. So in here we have Knight of Cups. There is certain synchronicity here. I mean, you couldn't have two of the same Knights or Pages of Cups in the same deck anyway, right? So this is similar enough. But what we're seeing is that divine feminine is letting go certain constraints of logic and previous experience in order, or maybe the deadlines even. That's interesting. You know, like I'm supposed, like if this person doesn't, like, I don't know, doesn't tell me about their feelings by XYZ, then I'm considering that it's not worth me spending my time with them. Or if this person, I don't know, doesn't want to spend holidays with me, right? We have holidays coming up, it's another kind of timeline. If they don't want to be with me for the holidays, then in January, I'm definitely going to look for, you know, I'm going to focus on other relationships, other, for example, friendships, right? Or I'll look for someone else. Those kind of ideas. It's interesting because, but this is a legend of that goal, right? So it's not like, okay, I can't really have those kind of deadlines, those kind of hoops that I'm virtually, like in my imagination, I'm making people jump through. When they're supposed to meet my expectations because of my experience, or most importantly, because of the hurt I felt before, from when people were breaking my heart, when they did me wrong, when they let me down, when they hurt my feelings, right? So this is one of the coping mechanisms of our brain, hence the swords here, right? And this is being turned around now. And Divine Feminine, with this full moon, again, there is some cleansing of those fears, and there is more trust overall that the universe has got your back. And with the pages like a student or a child, right? Like there is this innocent trust and faith, actually, that everything is working out to your benefit. And it's a new feeling. That's why it's a page, right? Like it's a new land I'm hearing. I'm being drawn to this image of the ocean or the sea. It's almost like this person is traveling somewhere, like it's a new land, like unfamiliar territory, right? But it's exciting, and this person is excited, which is great. For the masculines, we have the world clarified by Knight of Cups. Yes, so the masculines are also closing some cycles where I'm getting that part of the cycle was connected with karmic events. Part of the cycle was about their confusion on their relationship with the higher power, with the divine, with God, whatever they believe in. So they couldn't really discern well when that guidance is coming through. And they had trouble asking for that guidance, right? So this is turning around now. And the Knight of Cups is a lot more intuitive and a lot more in touch with their feelings and emotions. This is when we can deduct more clearly of what's going on around us, can get even little red flags of like, is this person someone we should trust or not, right? And we can build healthier relationships, and we can have a healthier life for ourselves, which is great. Okay, let's see what we have for the connection space. What do we need to know about the dynamic between the twins at this time? What's happening? 5D, 3D, any and every aspect. What is going on with the twins? How do they see each other? We actually talked about how they see each other yesterday, I think. So you may want to check that out. Okay. Nice. And again, we have 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups keeps showing up in this energy. Time to go. We see that everywhere. That's natural part of the full moon energy. And full moon is the end of the cycle for the moon itself. Okay, and another end of cycle is 10 of Wands here. We have 10 of Wands, the Hangman, and 6 of Swords. So the twins are moving with each other. They're moving in a more stable, more peaceful phase, right? There may not be a lot going on, but emotionally it's getting easier. Like these burdens are being released, are being cleansed, are being healed. Look at that yellow halo around her, right? To me, this speaks of healing. This is the color of the sun. This is the color of solar plexus chakra. This is like that energy of, and it's almost like, you know, where the unnecessary is falling off here. So leaving behind the chaos and the storm, and being able to see and focus on what's really important. And I'm hearing that it's not like the twins haven't seen it before, but oftentimes the triggers would still prevail, right? And it's like you understand that deep down that you're supposed to focus on that, on those positive aspects, but somehow you're still being like, your attention, your brain is still racing around the hurtful parts, right? And here it's going to be a lot easier with this full moon, and you know, time after that, it's going to, in the new cycle, it's going to be easier to let go of the hurtful parts and be able to focus on the peaceful, the generous, the appreciative, all of those nice energies. To be able to see that, to notice that, and even to remember that from the past, even if that person is not necessarily sitting next to you, right? Still appreciating what you've already built with them and the common experiences. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. I think I'm gonna finish it here for now. Maybe I'll do a DM check-in tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. You never know. Maybe I'll have some other weird questions to ask. But you can always give me some ideas in the comments. I love you guys, and I'll be back with more readings very soon. Bye, everyone.